So that little flaw from the previous video that I accidentally stopped, you can see it does go right through the end of this sapphire. So when we have this sort of circumstance where a flaw goes right through the sapphire, we do ask ourselves, do we grind it off or do we put a saw through it and maybe try to keep a small piece or cut a small stone out of the smaller piece. Now in this circumstance, by the time I put the saw through it, which will take up maybe 1 millimetre, there will be nothing left. There'll be a tiny little slice. Sorry about the focus. There'll be a tiny little slice, and you really have to be careful when you're doing that sort of thing, because you may just take off 1 millimetre or 1/2 millimetre of the stone that you don't want to take off. So if it's just a tiny little bit on the edge, I would rather just grind it off. So that we can better assess the major piece of the stone. So you can see here how much one flaw can change the whole shape of your stone. I've taken out that flaw there that went through here. Now I just need to really get rid of that one on the left. Sometimes a flaw or a fracture in a stone can be a blessing, because I was really wondering about the shape of the stone before I got rid of that crack through that end. I was thinking it would have to be an elongated type of design, and then with this flaw on the side it was going to end up very long. And on a yellow I would much prefer to do a brilliant type cut. So now I'll get rid of this flaw here, and we've got a much more proportioned stone for a symmetrical brilliant type cut, whether that be a trilliant or a round, I'm not sure yet. I'll get rid of that little flaw there and we'll have a look. I am just working with this one on a 600. It's actually quite a worn out 600. Being a valuable stone, and with the strange shape that it is, I really don't want to take off too much until I think about what angle I am taking out the flaw on. Because when you are taking out a flaw, you have to work out what angle you are taking it out on so that you can incorporate your ideas for the final shape. So I could take out this flaw from the left or from the right or just straight on like I am. But you have to keep looking at it, turning and assessing the stone and trying to work out what sort of shape you are aiming for as well. And when I say what sort of shape you're aiming for, that is a constantly changing thing. So as you're removing flaws, as you're putting windows in the stone, if necessary, you are constantly reassessing your ideas about what you think this stone might cut and what is best for the stone. Swapping hands again. I'll just see if I can get that little flaw for you. Sorry about the focus. And so there it is, still there, down at 6 o'clock. I think we're going to end up with a rectangular type of stone. You can see it there at the top now. It is a strange shaped stone, quite irregular. Right, but I'll just keep working on it, and the stone will talk to me and tell me how it wants to be cut. So here we have the preformed gem. There are only some very small surface flaws left. As you can see, there is a thinner end and a deeper end. So now I'm going to have a talk to the owner of the rough, the miner, and see what his ideas are, because there's probably a couple of ideas for this stone. It could be a freeform, completely random freeform, which would make it, would keep its size but maybe not maximize the scintillation. That's a silk band going through there, you can see, not a flaw. Or if we were willing to sacrifice a little bit of the weight of the stone for scintillation and brightness, we might be able to do a trilliant. If we get rid of this thin end of the stone, we can probably get a trilliant out of that part of the stone, or a modified trilliant. I will have to talk to the owner of the stone and have a discussion on what options we have from here on in. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.